It's easy to look at Lucky Quinn in Watch Dogs 1 and see just an elderly man who happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. But when you dig deeper, Quinn isn't just another criminal boss. He's the architect of Chicago's entire criminal ecosystem before Aiden ever picks up a phone. What makes Quinn so terrifying isn't his violence, but the way he built a decades-long empire using information, fear, and corruption long before ctOS even existed. And that's the part most players never think about. Quinn's rise begins far earlier than the storyline shows. He didn't become the head of the Chicago South Club by brute force. Instead, he built a network of politicians, judges, lobbyists, and police captains who owed him favors. Not because he had money, though he definitely did, but because he collected secrets. The South Club didn't need guns when Quinn could destroy a man's entire life with a single whispered detail. That was his true power. He weaponized people's reputations, using blackmail as his own personal currency. If anyone stepped out of line, it wasn't bullets they feared, it was exposure. And before the player meets him, Quinn had already shaped the entire criminal landscape. The club controlled human trafficking, high-stakes gambling, underground auctions, and political donations, nearly all of it operating under Quinn's guidance. But what's rarely talked about is how he positioned himself right next to Blume Corporation long before the public rollout of ctOS. Quinn didn't create ctOS, he simply realized what it represented. He understood before anyone else that the future of power wasn't muscle. It was data. He funded political candidates who supported Blume. He sabotaged those who didn't. Quinn wasn't a participant in ctOS, he was its first beneficiary. And that explains why the club's operations are so deeply rooted in secrecy. Even the police corruption in Watch Dogs traces back to him. Officers looked the other way, not out of loyalty, but because Quinn had leverage over nearly every major institution. When Aiden starts pulling threads, he's not uncovering a conspiracy that's recently formed. He's unraveling the remains of a structure Quinn spent decades building. Another detail often overlooked is how Quinn used intermediaries like Damian Branks to do his technological dirty work. Quinn understood he didn't need to be a hacker to control one. He simply needed to control the person behind the screen. That's why Damian became expendable after the Merlot job. Quinn couldn't risk a hacker who wanted recognition. Quinn built his empire on shadows, not fame. Damian was too unstable to be trusted, and Quinn never tolerated unpredictability. Quinn's role in the death of Lena Pearce, Aiden's niece, also reveals his mindset. He didn't order the hit personally because he wanted someone dead. He ordered it because a data breach threatened his entire empire. In his mind, eliminating a witness wasn't cruelty, it was maintenance.